Hi there, folks. It's Geist, and in today's video, it's just going to be a quick little in-person thing. I'm not really going to show any gameplay footage. I wanted to talk about a previous video that I released. Sorry, I know I said that I was really hopeful that they were going to have some kind of a buff here with the recent TWAB, and, well, it kind of fell by the wayside, and I wanted to kind of address that. I still believe what I said, that somebody at Bungie really likes bows. Actually, I think I have a pretty good idea who that is because it's been said before that said person really does like it, but I'm not going to throw any names out there. But anyways, the numbers still don't line up with the whole Le Monarque thing, and Le Monarque is still my biggest piece of evidence for this because, you know, they did like a very specific numbers tuning for how much damage the precision bows were getting when they got that buff, and it was something like, it was like roughly 5 damage or something like that. But Le Monarque's numbers don't go up with that. It didn't get like an individual number tweaking if it supposedly got the precision buff, which is what people think is what happened. But that's not what happened. What happened is it got the exact same percent buff that the other lightweights got because it's dealing the same amount of damage as those. So this is just a separate thing. This is something that was just done under the hood. And I think it's the same thing as when Sundering was changed, quietly. I don't think that they want to make a big stink about this because, as you guys know, the bow community is wildly hated because we're the anti-meta. We don't really adhere to the same rules as everybody else. We're not trying to, hit the TTKs, which is what I've always said. You should never try to hit TTKs with a bow. But, like, we choose our own TTK with peak shotting and stuff like that. We just exist outside the same spectrum as everything else. And unless there's a major rework that's incoming, I don't think that's going to change. Now, I do have, I've heard rumors and maybe a little bit more than rumors about some stuff that's going to be happening to bows. Nothing concrete yet though, so I'm not going to be spreading misinformation here. But just understand that there is something in the works that's on the way towards bows. It's not, I can't tell you exactly what that's going to be. I don't have names or direct information or anything like that that I'm going to share, so it's just know that they are aware. Bungie you can't miss looking at that chart and see that negative whatever percent chance you have to get kills with a bow or whatever the metric was. You can't miss the fact that bows are at the bottom of primaries by a country mile. You can't miss that. So they're going to do something. I don't know if it's going to be something major. I don't know if it's going to be a rework. I kind of hope it's a rework. I wouldn't be upset if we got brought in line to act a little bit more like other primaries. That being said, I'd also would be cool with just a few minor buffs, like just a little bit more damage, enough to let us get that one head, one body, and then give us back the aim assist. Let us be a little bit stickier with that, and then otherwise just leave them be. I think they would be okay after that. But I don't know exactly what they're going to do. They're probably going to be doing something. I don't know when the timeline for this is going to be. I don't know when it's going to happen. But it could be 2 months from now when they do the mid-season update, or they might sneak in some stuff in some TWABs here as we're kind of going. I think we kind of just fell by the wayside here because, let's face it, we're kind of the bottom of the barrel as far as importance goes. They don't really care about like trying to bring us up to par because we're not we're the least popular primary. We just are, and so I don't think we really took priority. I think they're more focused on shipping out this episode and bumping up Eververse, and let's face it, Bungie doesn't really have the same manpower that they did because they keep doing layoffs. So, they're kind of stretched thin as it is, at least as far as I can see, as far as it feels. I mean, I feel like you don't lay off hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people and then don't feel it. So I'd imagine that they don't quite have the resources to hit every little pain point, and we're not a big pain point for them. I mean, it hurts us, the bow community, but other than that, it's not hurting a lot of people. And as I'm sure you guys know, a lot of people have really celebrated these nerfs that have happened to us. And it sucks because we're just hated just for existing, really. But just understand it's because people don't understand. They hate us because they don't understand the play style. They don't, a bow is not something in Destiny that you can just pick up and go run around and shoot like any of the other guns. It's not something that just works just because you decided to try it. And then, oh, look, I can hit headshots because the game handed them to me. There's a lot of other steps. We all know this. I'm not going to get into all that. That's not what this video is about. But just know you get a lot of hatred because we're so different, because we operate outside the norm. And for a lot of people, that's annoying because we need to fall in line like everybody else. So maybe I don't want them to do a complete rework and bring us in line. Maybe I like our originality. Maybe that's what's always drawn me, to it. But I just love bows. It doesn't really matter what they do to them. As long as they make them slightly more viable, even if it's just barely, I'm still going to have fun with them. I'm still having fun with them right now. And on that note, I want to go ahead and tell you guys, currently, in my opinion, what the best bow is to use in Crucible right now, because I know this is probably something that a lot of people are struggling with. You pick up a lot of your old favorites, they just don't feel the same. I've been feeling that myself, and I'm not going to tell you to go use Tikus. I've already talked about Tikus enough. I love Tikus. I think it's great. It's one of the only bows that stands completely unchanged, and it's really the only one. Raconteur is also a good pick because it can one body right now. It just requires a little bit of difference in muscle memory there. Talked about that in another vid. Use Le Monarque. It's Le Monarque. Le Monarque is the best bow in PvP right now. I've been using it lately. I haven't even been using Oathkeeper. I've just been running around with it, just shooting it and timing it and draw canceling repeatedly. It doesn't matter if you're a hunter. You don't have to be a hunter using Oathkeepers. Whatever class can use it. It just takes a little bit of getting used to. And I'm going to be having some upcoming gameplay of me just messing around with Le Monarque. And be aware, you will collect some hate mail. You'll definitely get some teabags here and there, but who cares? Just keep using it. It's fun. It's OP. Make them hate it. I don't care. I mean, I've been having a blast. I don't really advocate for being a troll, usually, but like in this case, we've just been hit so hard that you need to just use whatever the best thing is you can in some cases. And I know that sucks, because we used to have a much wider variety of bows, and Le Monarque, to a true bowman, really wasn't the best bow because there were a lot faster, better options out there. But as it is right now, it's one head, one body on 9 resilience or below. You just have to land the poison. And it's not really that difficult. It's got 70 stability, so you've got a good half second or so, maybe a little closer to a second to actually land that within that little window. It's probably more like 0.6 or 0.7 seconds, but it's a nice little window, and it's not that hard to hit. And it's really effective right now. And whatever bow buffs are coming our way, they're probably going to hit Le Monarque too. And it's probably just going to get even better. It's probably always going to be the staple best PvP bow, as it kind of always has been. I know Wishinder was really strong too, but Wishinder's not in a good place right now. So by all means, guys, use Le Monarque. I've been having fun with it. I've been on a prismatic hunter with Le Monarque and Stompies and just being a complete menace, and I've been having a blast. So look forward to seeing that, guys. I got a little montage coming up with that soon, just because why not? But anyways, I just wanted to go ahead and talk about those couple topics, and look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Thanks. Have a wonderful evening.